Hey guys, I got my little buddy here snoozing. I've been wanting to make a little video for, especially for new coaches who are starting to run our groups with us collaboratively, our accountability groups, just some tips and just kind of give you guys a feel for the way we kind of do things. So, first thing is that usually one of us, one of the coaches that's helping to run the group, will usually set up some kind of shared document on Excel or Word where we share it with the other coaches who are running the group. And basically, it's a posting schedule because, as you know, with our accountability groups, we typically have a post of the day, and that post of the day kind of stays at, like on people's home screen before they go to look at the news feed. And so that's something that they can interact in and engage with. But anyhow, we'll set up a little schedule for those posts, and basically we'll just sign up for the ones that we want to do, and then that way you can, once you've signed up for a few, you can make note of that on the shared document, and then you can use the scheduling option through the Coach Portal website for my Challenge Tracker app. There's a scheduling document that allows you to make your posts in advance. So you can pick the day, pick the time. Usually we set them to post at 5 a.m. in the morning, especially for our early bird people. And yeah, have that all set up and ready to go. But that way, all the coaches are involved in having, and having pods go up. But like I said, we do, collaborate on that so we're not overlapping and things like that. So that's the first thing. So we can be sure to get you added to our shared document if you haven't been yet. And then in terms of posting other things with the group, just like we tell our challengers, we want to make sure we're logging all of our posts as either Shakeology posts or as workout posts. And the reason for us to do that as coaches is because if you go to the general news feed and just go and just do a random post without logging it as a Shakeology or a workout, okay, then what will happen is it will bump the pod. So whatever post of the day was up, if you go and just add a new random post, then it's going to push that one out of the home page and into the news feed. And then, people might not be able to easily find it. And we just, like I said, don't want to be overwhelming people with a bunch of different pods going up. So, yeah. So, again, just make sure you're logging everything else. Outside of the scheduled pods, make sure you're logging everything else as either a Shakeology or a workout. And also with that, it's not like a hard and fast rule. It doesn't, I personally stick to just doing one of each. Like I'll do one food post, and like one workout post each day. And of course, if there's like victories I want to share or struggles, I'll share them within those. And the reason I try to limit it to just one of each is because, again, as coaches, people are going to get alerts, unless they shut their alerts off, that a coach is posting. But if we have several coaches running the group, a lot of people, unless they change the notifications, are going to be notified every single time we post. And so it can be a lot with multiple coaches. And so that's why I just kind of, suggest to try and stick to like I said, one food related post, one workout related post, and make sure you're using the workout and Shakeology option when you're adding those posts so it doesn't bump the pod from the home page on the group news feed. So just a suggestion there. Usually within the first few days of a group, I will, I'll have a list of especially new people that I've invited. And if I see that you'll see a check mark through the Coach Portal website if they're actually set up with the group. And if you don't see that, usually I'll reach out to them pretty quickly just because sometimes they don't get the email. Sometimes they just don't finish setting up everything because, they do have to write a goal and go through all the intro stuff. So I will just check in with them to make sure that, see if they have questions or if maybe they didn't get the email, just because I don't want people to fall behind early on, especially if they're newbies. And then the other thing I would say is to make sure, especially with my new people, I try to check in with them at least once a week. So like towards the end of the first week, I'll just check in and say, hey, how's it going? I've loved seeing your posts. How are you liking the group? How are you feeling? Relate it back to their goals, ask about their workouts or their nutrition or whatever they're focused on. But I try to check in with new people at least once a week. If I notice they're not posting, I'll definitely still check in, and I might mention, hey, I noticed you haven't shared anything. Did you have any questions, or is everything okay? Just to follow up and let them know that I'm here for them. And then I would say my last, I guess, tip in terms of the groups is I have noticed that when I check on the app, when I check the newsfeed on the app, sometimes it skips, for some reason, sometimes it skips people's posts. Like it doesn't include all of them. I noticed that happening a while back. And I haven't really checked since, but what I usually do is I'll actually access the group newsfeed through the Coach Portal website because there's the burp we've been waiting on for the last 30 minutes. I'll check the news feed through the Coach Portal website because that I've noticed it has all of them there. It doesn't skip over anything. And so it's not that you have to like or comment on every single person's posts, but you definitely want to make sure you're trying to keep a close eye on your people that you invite, because you are their coach and you want to make sure you're in the loop with what they're doing and how things are going and if they have questions and whatnot. So, just make an effort to really keep track of your people. And me personally, I don't, outside of doing my posts that day, I set aside time in the evening. So like before I go to bed, sometimes it's like 9:30. I will set aside specific time then to go through and engage and like and comment. Because otherwise you can get wrapped up in doing it all day long or, constantly checking your phone for alerts or notifications. And it's really important to set aside that specific time just so you don't let anything like take over your day. So, whether it's in the morning, on your lunch break, in the evening, just pick, set aside, 15 minutes or whatever, however long you need to be able to go through and, like I said, interact with, especially with anybody, but especially your people that, that you've invited. So anyhow, hope that's helpful, and I will talk to you guys soon.